Hi everyone, this is Explorer 867. Today's the first day of the rest of your life, so get out and enjoy it. Get out and see something new. Get out and do something new. Today I'm working here in the camper canopy. I'm putting in a Chinese diesel heater and just want to talk to you guys preparatory to this video. Just want to say, is this job for everybody? No, probably not. You need to be a handyman. You need to have the ability to work with 12-volt electrical. You need to be able to route diesel fuel lines, and you need to be able to assess the proper location for the heater. These heaters can be dangerous if they're not installed correctly. So I would encourage you guys to do your due diligence on that, do your own research, find out how these are supposed to be installed. What I'm doing here, what I'm showing you, is simply what I've done for me. So I'm just showing you what I have done here in the camper canopy on my installation. That in no way is indicative of a correct installation. You'll need to make that decision for yourself. So with these things said, let's go on with the video here, and you can see what I've done here for us in the camper canopy. I'm working on a project that Helen and I have been talking about doing for quite some time in our camper canopy. We've struggled with exactly what type of heater we're going to use to heat the space. We've got a Mr. Buddy heater that we have been using, and it does work fine, but we have had some condensation issues even with the unit insulated as it is, especially the ribs, like in here, because of the temperature difference. If it's cold and it's warm inside and you're using a propane heater, propane, just in and of the combustion of the gas, puts out quite a little bit of moisture. And so if the ribs are cold, the moisture is going to condense on those, and it does. So it's been an issue. Also, when we have our sleeping, when it's set up for the sleeping quarters in here, we have our sleeping bags spread out. I just don't like the idea of having a flame or even a glowing device like that in proximity to anything that can combust, such as our sleeping bags or the air mattress or whatever. So we've decided, long story short, we've decided that we're going to go with this. This is a Chinese diesel heater. I struggled with, should I buy the German manufactured one for $900 to $1,000 or give the Chinese unit a try. I did a lot of research on these, and they seem rather viable, and the cost is not that bad. I bought this for $130. So we thought we'd give this a try. I did set it up in the shop. I did do a test burn. It burns clean and it burns hot. This is, like I said, this is a 5 kW, so it'll put out more heat than what we'll need in here, but we'll just dial it back and turn it on and off as we need the heat. Then the next challenge was, now where are we going to mount it in here? So we have this open space here that we have been using to store a box of kitchen items, and so we'll just have to store those elsewhere in the unit, either in the cab of the truck, or I'll make more space in the saddle boxes here. I've crawled around underneath the truck, and this is an area right here that is viable. That's the first thing you want to do. You want to crawl around after you've identified a potential spot to mount your heater. You want to go underneath the rig, whatever you're driving, whatever you're going to mount the heater in, and see if you've got a clear shot to run this is the combustion air intake here, and this is the exhaust port here. And so these have to run down through the bottom of the truck, and since my bed is metal, and I'm not running through wood, I'll just drill holes for each of these items. All of the 4 studs, the gas, this is where the fuel inlet is, and you have to drill those all out. And so the unit, I'm going to mount the unit right there, and it's presented some challenges as far as getting it to fit in this cabinet, this existing cabinet, and that's the challenge with doing a retrofit in a very confined space, which is what we've got in here. So I've decided this is going to be the place it's going to go. I have about 2.5, almost 3 inches of space behind here, this is the air intake for the heat. The combustion air, like I said, you know, it's here, and it comes from the outside. You've got to hose it. Collects your fresh air for the combustion process. It gathers it from outside. This is to recirculate cabin air for the heat. So it sucks it in here and blows it out right here. And let me show you this. So this is the fan right here. So it'll pick up the fresh air from the back of the unit. This gets hot, and it blows it across those, and then out the exhaust, heat exhaust port here into the unit. So that's where your hot air comes. That's where your air comes to heat the inside the cabin. The unit comes with a mounting plate. I've inscribed it here with, you know, directions on it, but this comes with the unit, and that'll have to mount down on the floor like so. Okay, I have the holes all drilled now for the mounting of the heater. In order to accomplish this, it was a little bit of a challenge because the truck bed, of course, is ribbed. So I just simply, I laid the plate down on the surface, marked out where it needed to be by testing it initially with the heater in place. So I knew I had it laterally where it needed to be and front to back where the heater needed to be. And then, so I just used this as a template, and because of the ribs on the truck bed, I had to drill. This is an extra hole here, and then this here, that's an extra hole there. These holes will not be functional, and so, but with these two in addition will be plenty adequate structurally to hold it in place. So anyhow, once again, you can use this as your template very easily to mark out where you want to drill, and I drilled right through this with both the 1 1/8" hole saw here and the 1/4" bits through all these holes. This is underneath the truck, underneath the bed, where this is the fresh air intake line will go. This is the exhaust where it will come out. This is where this is the fuel, where the fuel enters the the heater. I still have one more hole to drill and back in here, and that will be for the fuel, because the tank is inside inside the truck, and so the fuel will come out here, and then it'll just route right over here. I'll put the fuel pump inside behind the fuel tank, and reason I'm going to do that is, one, because that fuel pump I'm sure is not corrosion resistant, and so it would be subject to the elements out here, which is not necessarily a great idea. I know a lot of people do it that way just simply because it's quieter, and that's for true. I want that fuel pump inside where it won't corrode and where I can keep an eye on it. I believe that's going to work out best for us to have that fuel pump on the inside. These are the components to make the fuel tank deck or storage area in the camper canopy. Just cut those out last night and got them painted, so they're about 90% dry right now, and in just a minute I'll show you where these fit into the whole project in the camper canopy. Okay, so now I've got the components for the fuel compartment placed, the decking here, and then also the side piece right here, and then the fuel tank will just slide and sit right up on this, and then I'll have it strapped down. So that's how that'll work out. Of course, there's the heater right there. This is Explorer 867. I appreciate you coming along today for the video. Hope you've gleaned some good information here and given you some ideas as to how you can mount your Chinese diesel heater. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, click on the subscribe button, and ring that bell, and you'll get the latest content from the channel as I release it. Put us out on your social media if you'd like. Let others know we're out here, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in the great outdoors.